podcast. Just want to let you know I'm on my second break for day one, being a poll watcher for the Grand Old Party, the GOP. I was appointed by the Harris County GOP to be at the Metropolitan Multi-Service Center on West Gray Street here in Houston, Texas. And I gave myself a little 15-minute break. I have to ask the judge for permission in order to do that, in order to leave the building, and I have to leave all of my note-taking materials in the building secured as well. So let me give you an update of what's going on. I'm going to show you the actual location itself. So here we have the West Gray polling location. You can see that there are lots of signs out, lots of public signs. The line is not bad. So if you're if this is your precinct, this is the location to be at because you're going to be able to get in and out pretty quickly. The line used to wrap, way outside the building, but now it is at the. It's not even all the way to the edge of the building. So if you have not gotten a chance to early vote, this is definitely your time to shine. Earlier, again, like I said, it was probably about a close to an hour and a half wait, but now it's only about, I want to say about 20 minutes. So it's a really good deal. So, during my last update, I talked about some of the things that I saw, and one of the interesting things that I really got to see during the second portion, right before I took this break, was the actual change out of the ballots. So you have in Texas, in Houston, you have a blank piece of paper that has a big black arrow that's on it, and it goes into the machine. You have an access code. It's like a 5 or 6 digit PIN, and it activates the machine, and you insert that paper, and you start using a touch screen in order to select your candidates. And it's presidential candidates, senatorial candidates, congressional candidates on the line, judges. Even Houston has a couple of props to raise bond for some schools. And so it's it's an opportunity to kind of do that. And one of the things that is really cool about this is once you are done, you hit that print button, and the machine prints out that piece of paper, and you take it and you put it in a scanner that is going to register your vote. And what happens is it scans that piece of paper in there, and you have an opportunity to see a little flag show up on a computer screen, and then that ballot drops into a ballot bag. And right now, currently, the polling location at West Gray has 4 scanners that scan those in and drop those ballots into a bag. Turns out each bag can hold approximately 3,200 votes. And the judge, when they get close to the 3,000 mark, they have to call a constable, a peace officer here in Texas, to come and unlock the black box that's holding that ballot bag. And the constable has a key that accesses the key at the top. The election judge has a key that opens the side, and both of them have to turn in order to get access to the ballots and this gray ballot bag. So the ballot bag comes out, it's immediately sealed with a steel cable, and it's marked with an orange tag, and those serial numbers all have to match. So it's a pretty big deal. I mean, it's under armed guard. Those bags get taken out, and I asked the question do the bags go with the constable, and the answer is no. He's just there with the key to unlock the top lock and then provide armed security. So 2 personnel from the Harris County Clerk's office showed up, and we sealed all 4 bags. I got to observe and ask questions because, again, this is my first time and first shift to be a poll watcher. And so while I was learning, I was asking, what all goes into this process. So they had the 4 bags. They were all sealed up, and when the 2 clerks escorted to their vehicle, and at the vehicle, 2 of the bags got loaded in. Now the dolly only allowed two of the bags. So 2 of the bags had to remain with 2 of the judges, One of the clerks stayed with the two bags that got loaded, and I stayed there as well in the county vehicle. And then the person took the dolly, the clerk took the dolly back and got the remaining 2 bags and loaded them up. And then those bags have gone onto the counting station. So it was really neat. And so new bags got put in there. So the ballots are going. At the time they were doing the 2 bags, they put a chair off. It's almost kind of like when you go on an airplane and the pilots have to use the restroom. The cabin crew takes the drink cart and places it in front of the doorway, so you can't access the get close to the bathroom or the cockpit. And they kind of did that with some chairs where they blocked off, and so people couldn't really readily have access to those ballots. And that was pretty cool. I mean, when you look at the sophistication of this, it's a well-run machine. I really haven't seen any problems with it. Again, the staff here have been very accommodating. I'm the only poll watcher. They do know that I am a Republican and was appointed by the Republicans, and so they do know that this is a very heavy Democrat location. And so, but I tell you what, everybody's been really accommodating. I've already started to make some good friends, and it's pretty fun. So we are seeing a little bit of people with change of address, but again, the judges are Johnny on the spot, providing those residence affidavits. We've seen a person that had an out-of-state license and they had to do a RID, but a declaration of why they have an out-of-state ID. And this is a neat process. I would highly encourage, if anybody has ever been interested in doing something like this, being a poll watcher is pretty cool. I guess the one thing is if you couldn't talk to anybody, you're not allowed to talk to any of the voters, especially within the 100 feet of the voting area. One of the candidates that's on the Republican ballot is out there, and we talked for a little bit, but I just let him know, hey, look, I don't want to get in trouble because I'm on my break. But still, this is pretty fun. I would highly recommend anybody that has an interest in politics, whatever state you're in. Obviously, I'm in the state of Texas, but whatever state you're in, I would highly encourage you to get out there and participate in the political process, because it's such a rewarding process. You get to see how the sausage is being made, how the votes are being secured, and it's a lot of fun. So again, if you're interested in politics at all, I happen to be a politic junkie. Getting out there and participating. Now, the only sad thing is it's an unpaid position, so you're not getting any compensation. In fact, Kimberly, my wife, is poll watching as well downtown, and she's actually having to pay for parking. But it's again, it's a rewarding experience. Just to have the ability to participate in the process is really, really cool. Like I said, I've gotten to be friendly with the poll workers and the judges. I have to ask permission in order to leave the building, and every single time the judge is like, "Yeah, go ahead. Do what you got to do." But my shift is a little over half over. I have to stay probably until 8 p.m. The election workers will get to go, but I need to observe the judges and see what they're doing with the ballots. But again, this has been a hugely worthwhile process. And as we started Azimuth Podcast mid last year, so we've just been a little over a year doing this. But it's leadership, family values, news, and politics. And that's just something that was interesting to my wife and I. And so that's why we started this podcast, and we are so grateful that we have you guys going along with the journey. And I tell you, the internet can be really mean. And when we were first starting out, people wanted to know if we were AI because we had no personality and no, we were stiff and stuff like that. And I had to laugh, and it's like, it's hard. It's hard talking to a big black circle and not seeing anybody on the other end of it. But I think we've been getting better and better. And we'll see what it is that we can do to improve ourselves. But we're just proud to have you guys on our journey with us as we try and grow. And again, I think we're getting better and better, and we're doing more and more cool things like this pole watching. We'll have a full episode where we talk about what we did, but still, it's a it's a fun process, and I would highly encourage anybody to get out here and participate in this. The line is really short, so get out there and vote. And again, thank you so much for tuning into Azimuth Podcast, and I'll make sure that I do an end of day wrap up of my day one of being a pole watcher here in Houston, Texas. All right, thanks so much. Have a great day.